Okay, this tutorial is all about adding music and adjusting volume levels so that your music track doesn't compete with your voiceover. You can also add sound effects to your piece, which is kind of fun. Let me move this out of the way. All right, so here you go. To get audio tracks, you click on this audio button over here on the left. And you're going to notice there's a bunch of different genres to choose from. So pick one that relates to your piece. So epic, sad, happy, dark, playful, love, angry, whatever your poetry in motion piece is kind of the vibe of it. That's the kind of music you want to select from. Cinematic's real like heavy and dramatic. Look, they even have hip hop. Let's see what that is. Okay, pretty rad hip hop song. So it's just, you're going to play it in the preview. If you like it, you're going to use it. Funk on the beach. Let's see what perfect wave is. Whoa. Ready for that dance party. Okay, so just pick the one you want. So I'm going to go with this urban street life because my piece is about couches on a street. So that seems to go. So all I do is I drag it down to track 1. Make sure it's an empty track. Okay, make sure there's no audio on that track. It's clean. Bring it all the way to the beginning of your video. There you go. Now, this video is, your audio tracks are going to be longer than your videos. Most of them are about 2 or 3 minutes, and your videos are probably only about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So you're going to make sure you cut it at the end and fade out. But first, we need to make sure the audio levels are not competing with your voiceover. So you notice my voiceover right here on the voiceover track. Let's listen and see how loud the music is. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful couch, and it was left out on the street. Okay, I can't even hear my voiceover, right? So we're going to need to fix that. So the way that you do that is you come over to these 3 dots where it says audio 1 and say show levels. Okay, that blue bar right here, this is your volume. So, and then when there's a dot, that's how you add a keyframe so you can adjust the volume at different points in your video. So when I start my video under this title, I don't care if my music's loud because there's no voiceover. So I'm going to play it. But right here, I need my volume to go low. So what I need to do is make 2 keyframes. So click one dot on your blue, click on the blue line, and then there's another dot. And then when I want that track to raise back up again, let's go to the end of that voiceover. My voiceover ends over here. I'm going to click 2 more dots. Okay. One of those dots is to hold the volume at the level that it's at, and the other inner dot is to lower down that track volume. So basically, I'm lowering the volume on this. Okay, so let's see. And you're just going to keep adjusting till you get it to the right sound. So here we go. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful couch, and it was left out on the street. Still kind of loud. This is why actually to record your voiceover, make sure your voiceover is pretty loud when you record. But you're going to need to go down. Look, we're at like 34%. Just keep adjusting it and listening to it so that you make sure we hear your voice. Because if we don't hear your voice, you've just ruined your film. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful couch, and it was left out on the street. Okay, not bad. I'm saying I'm going to go a little bit more. Okay, so. And I went and rescued this couch, and that couch sat outside for so many. And again, if the music doesn't work, try another song. You don't have to use the first song you picked. Maybe it doesn't work. Go find another one. Okay, so that's that. All right, so now, and I'm going to keep doing that. Here's my next part of voiceover is over here. So I might lower it down again. I set 2 keyframes, I drag down, and then obviously this is just the title right here, so music can be loud at that point. Actually, that worked out pretty well. Now, let's go to the end of your piece. Your video needs to be trimmed. Your music. Usually credits will play after your film's over, and then you want to let the music trail out a little bit after that, maybe like a second or 2. Then you're going to cut your music. So 2 ways to do that. Either click the cut button or just O for out, and your music will trim all the way down to that length. And then the next crucial step after you cut it is you need to fade out that clip. So the way that you fade out the music is you add a keyframe and you drag the last button, the last keyframe, volume from 100 all the way down to 0. That way it will fade it out. And now, depending on how sharp this slope is how long it will take for your music to fade out. I like the fade out to last a little bit longer, so I make my slope a little bit longer. And that way, while you're listening to watching the credits, we can hear that music kind of ending, and it's not so abrupt. And that's it. And if you want to keep going, just keep dragging out your clip until you have it the length you want and it's all faded out. Okay, that sounds good. Also, if you don't start the music at the very beginning of the track, when you start your clip, when you start your video, you also want to make sure you fade in. So you fade out at the end and fade in the beginning. To fade in, you would just do the opposite. Add a keyframe and drag that first volume button, the first keyframe, all the way down. Okay, so then it will fade in. Once upon a time, there was a... Okay, then those of you who want to use some sound effects, you're going to need another track. So the way to add another video or audio track is you click the plus button right here. Okay, it's going to ask you, do you want an audio track or do you want a video track? No, I want an audio track, and I'm going to call this sound effects. So that I know and then you're going to add the track. I know that that's where I'm putting all my sound effects. So here we go, right here, sound effects. Maybe right when this pops up that it says this couch is a treasure, maybe I want the sound of like, I don't know, what's the sound of a treasure? Like jingles or bells or something. So if I go back to my audio tab and I click in the search bar, I can type in different names for sound effects like jingle. Let's see if it does that. It's jingle bells. I don't really want like a song. Maybe if I just type in bell, that might work. Let's hear this. Bell, tiny fairy bells. Good idea, shiny ding 3. That sounds great. Okay, I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to basically come back down to my sound effect track down here. I'm going to drag my ding right where I want it. Okay, and then I can also, again, look at my audio levels and make sure that audio level's really far up. And sorry, this little thing's in the way. See if I can move this out of the way for you. Here's actually a slider for the volume too. I can just drag that all the way up and make it the loudest. Okay, so now I'm gonna come back here. Let's do this couch. Actually, I want it to go after the hay, so let's move it. There's the hay, and then I want my ding to come in right after that. So I'm going to slide it down my track a little bit. Okay, whatever. That's okay. You can try it out. So those are some options for different kind of credits and different kind of audio tracks, music, and sound effects. The other thing you can do is go to a website called Zapsplat. You'll find a bunch of sound effects on there. Or you can go to a website called Free Music Archive for other kind of music tracks that you want. So you're finished with that. Next video tutorial will be about special effects and how to finish your video and export. Okay, good luck.